Hello and welcome to another episode of the Climbing Destinations podcast. I'm your host Amit and thank you for joining me. First of all, I want to thank you all for the awesome feedbacks. It's really heartwarming and really fun to get these feedbacks. Now, if you want to reach out and suggest a place or a guest or anything, please feel free to reach me through the website or Instagram. And also, thanks so much for the ones who joined and support on Patreon. Patreon, if you don't know, is a way for listeners that want to support content creators, and you can register for as minimum of $5 a month. And as my favorite podcasters say, you can think of it as buying me a beer at the end of a climbing day. It really helps a lot, and really appreciate it. So soon there will be coming up some episodes like the same every 2 weeks that will be open only for Patreons, and these will be super cool episodes or really cool and interesting and fun topics. For example, they will all be related to climbing, traveling for climbing. For example, like the best city in the world or cities to live as a climber, tips for example, for the Southeast Asia climbing loop, climbing in very specific places like if you want to go on a bouldering spree in Magic Wood, so the best boulders and so on, like loads and loads of very fun episodes. So as of today, today we're discovering the island of Tenerife. It's a part of group of islands that is called the Canarian Islands, and it belongs to Spain, but actually it's in the Atlantic Ocean, and the closest land is actually the shores of Morocco, so Africa. Tenerife is a well-known tourist destination, but not so much known for the climbing, or at least less known. And it's perfect timing for me this episode because in a few weeks I am flying for a climbing trip there, so it was perfect. And for this episode, I was lucky enough to have Walter and as a guest. Walter is, first of all, an awesome guy. He's a lifelong climber and one of the first ones that started the international climbing scene in Tenerife. He tells this story, so I'll let him talk about it. He's the owner of Other Climbing, which is they organize guided climbing trips and lots of other cool and interesting stuff. He has a website and a YouTube channel explaining about the climbing in the island. So really, he is probably the best source of info for the episode. We cover lots of interesting topics. Walter provides lots of recommendation about sectors and routes, accommodation, food, and really lots of good tips and tricks. And I think it was a really good one. Now, the sponsor of this episode is the ClimbingPill. It's a training for climbing platform by Offer Blutreich. He is a professional climber, a coach, a physio, and just an awesome person. Sorry. I've been with the platform for a couple of months, and it's great. You have a bot that reminds you every day what you need to do, so it's super convenient. And the game changer is a 24/7 support from a team of a coach and a physio. So if you want to check it out, you get 20% off for your first month of training. Use CDP24 on checkout on theclimbingpill.com. It also will be written in the website and on the show notes as well. The website of Climbing Destinations podcast. There are a few other cool deals and collaborations, such as car rental in Greece with Avance and outdoor deals for outdoor gear, for the mountain hardware. And all of these are available. All the info are in the show notes and in the website, the Climbing Destinations podcast, as well as all the tips from the recent episode. Each episode, there is the notes coming up on the website. So that's that. And I really hope you enjoy this episode. Lots of the exciting stuff are happening. So thank you so much. And I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy. Hello, Walter. Welcome.
Hello. How is
How are you?
life? How is life?
Pretty good. No complaints. Just got back like literally 15 minutes ago from a session in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's good. It's not session outdoors, but it's still good.
Yeah, me.
How
I
are you?
I was climbing outdoors. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
I'm in a place where I can do it in general, no problem at
nice,
all. Was quite sunny today.
nice. I am jealous.
Mhm.
Um, nice. So yeah, before we get going today, we're talking about Tenerife, and
Where I
you
am,
will
Tenerife.
guide us, and it's perfect because I'm going there in a month from now, so it's like the perfect scenario. I will ask you a lot of stuff, like specific. And so yeah, before we get going, can you give us some introduction about yourself in general? Uh, like, I don't know if you are from there originally, yeah, everything, and also about climbing if you want. And yeah,
Yeah, bueno, people call me Walter, and yeah, I climb a lot. I'm since 30 years now, and I live in on the island since 2001, where I arrived with the climbing bag and the old climbing magazine called Rotpunkt, and talking about Tenerife's climbing destiny. So I like this with the magazine. I came here, and this time there was no topo, no information, just pictures in the magazine. And I came here, and at the end I stayed since 2001 now,
wow,
20 some years.
nice.
I have to remember the climbing magazine I took out of the Tivoli climbing center in Innsbruck, where I actually come from, Innsbruck.
Okay,
And I was sitting there in the bar and I saw this magazine. I was like, indoor climbing, whoosh, oh, nice. Open up and I saw Tenerife. They say perfect climbing condition during the winter. That's not bad. In Innsbruck, it's
I
snow
know.
6 months, bad weather, not good for climbing. Well, no, they have a good climbing center there. But at the end, I was like, let's get out of here. And Canarian Islands in general, a good spot for winter climbing, I would say, both boulder and climbing. And
Amazing.
what do I do here? Well, I have several things running. I have my own web initiative called All Year Climbing. I work together with a international climbing travel agency called Climbing Bus, where with Tomaso Greksak, who is from the Slovakia national team trainer. He's very old school into that vertical business. And together we represent the Canarian Islands through this climbing bus initiative. And what else? Yeah, well, I prefer to climb not too long. That's why Canarian Islands, we don't have too long routes. With sport climbing happening here. There's some multi-page strat climbing happen, but I prefer to climb this modern way with bolts.
Nice.
I boulder a lot. Boulder stuff is really funny, and the boulder quality on the Canarian Islands is amazing. Actually, I like Tenerife and Gran Canaria as a good destiny. Mogan and Gran Canaria, amazing boulder, very powerful. And here on the island, we have like every climbing boulder area is like a little bit different stone quality. The
Mhm.
boulders are very different, so very diverse, a lot of diversity in rock quality on these volcanic islands. Although everything is like a volcanic origin, but the lava looks like the lava behaves very, very, very different sometimes, and sometimes hard, good quality rock comes, and sometimes very bad thing like stones you cannot even grab on, everything will just fall apart. So
Mhm.
it's fun, volcanic rock. It's diverse. We have a lot of pockets. We have a lot of cracks, and yeah, let me say a good climbing destiny.
A good mix. So what? you arrived from Austria 20 something years ago, and what made you fall in love with the island?
What can I say? Come here, start to get into the locals, connect with the people, and I saw that there is a kind of quality I could represent internationally. And then I went to the village called Arico, where the most climbing areas are. And I opened up the first climbing base camp where people can come and interact, meet people with similar values, vertical friendship, I call it, and then create a kind of relationship, which is well funny word. And yeah, it was needed to bring it up into the international climbing community that the Canarian Islands is a good destiny for the winter climbing and good for beginners, good for advanced climbers. Maybe not for the Adam Ondra and Co community, but it doesn't matter. For everybody else, we have quite a lot of stuff here. Although,
Nice.
although in Mogana, I have to say the boulder quality is massive. So if
Yeah.
whoever comes, he will suffer a lot.
Yeah, I've seen the video of Magnus Midbo
Yeah,
in
Magnus was here.
yes,
A pity I didn't
to,
meet
yeah,
him. He was occupied
yeah,
doing a lot of stuff, but
yeah.
maybe next time.
Cool. So that it leads us what you said before to perfectly to the first subject, which is like give us a bit of an introduction geographically, where what is Tenerife and where is, and also like the climbing itself. So Arico, I heard the name, but yeah, generally like where should I fly to from Europe, etc. Everything.
And we are very lucky. Tenerife has two airports, and the south airport of Tenerife is 15 minutes car ride from Arico. And you can actually reach the Canarian Islands, Tenerife, from nearly every European country. We have a list, maybe just one or two don't have direct flights. Yeah, the Canarian Islands, generally, a lot of tourists come. So for a lot of sports, not only for climbing, it is a good destiny. I like the mountain biking. I like the surfing. I like the diving. I like the paragliding. Everything happens here.
Yeah.
And even the simple hiking and bird watching and volcano geologically. There's quite a lot to do here. You maybe don't
Yeah.
find so much winter stuff and don't so much river. So the canyoning as well is quite dry. It's not so like in the Pyrenees or in the Alps, a lot of waterfalls. We don't have so much water. Although there's the sea, so the water is the sea. And if you are multi-sports obsessed human being, you better bring all your play stuff, toys with you because here everything can happen. I had to stop the mountain biking. It was like too crazy at the end. It's
Yeah.
the volcano. What we have here, Tenerife, is like a 3,700 meter high volcano in the middle of the
Oh wow.
Atlantic Ocean, and the hill which we can use is like 2,500 meters. You can downhill or trail
Oh,
run, like, and
wow.
the roads go up to 2,200 sea level. So you can drive up with the car, make a shuttle service, and do your downhill session the whole day. And yeah, what can I say? It's very special. The weather
Really?
condition is very diverse. Like the mountain is so high, the volcano is so high. So sometimes in the north you have the clouds, and in the south it's blue sky, or opposite. And seldom it is like bad weather on the whole island. It's very nice thing. And sometimes the bad weather is all the rain. Let's call it rainy weather. It's not the bad weather. It's up in the mountains and on the coast, in the boulder or in the climbing areas on the coast. You just go climbing. Although upstairs it's like in the mountain it's raining.
Mm.
So yeah. So don't worry too
Mm.
much. Even if you have not the best condition, you will always find something to do. And
And the weather is all the year is the same,
no,
pretty much.
yeah, it's pretty much a homogeneous weather.
Wow.
It's like very Tenerife. The weather on Tenerife is very Tenerife because of this volcano of this 3,000 meter high thing. It stops weather condition, brings clouds on one side. We call it microclimate zones. So it's like an
Okay.
area where there's a microclimate happening, and it's just happening in that valley. And you can pass with the car like 2-3 minutes, and it will rain in that area. And then you drive out on the highway, and you drive around the corner, and it's blue sky. And it's like this
Wow.
micro clouds happening to stay there.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
So
Wow, to think what.
going for climbing
Sorry,
is going for climbing it. What's the best time
when
of the year?
I go climbing from October to April, nearly every day, no problem. And then May, June, July until September, I have to decide the hour, the daytime. So I don't go climbing
Okay.
before 5 o'clock in the afternoon in summer.
Mhm.
The thing is, we climb here in canyons. So the sun just goes like this, and you have shadow here in the afternoon, shadow here in the morning. You just go for
Yeah.
the afternoon shadow,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you go there at 5 o'clock, and then you just have shadow the whole until 9 o'clock. You can climb,
Nice.
and maybe sometimes a night boulder session is good as well.
True.
Mm,
Always.
classic one, and
Nice.
yeah, the boulder sessions at night here makes fun because some boulder areas are really not far away from the parking of the car,
Mm.
and
So it's
it's warm, it's nice.
you. So I fly to the south airport of the island and I drive 15 minutes and I'm in Arico.
Yeah. Best thing here is to rent a car. I have to say,
Okay.
it's very cheap first, and the public service is there, but the bus don't get to the climbing area. Huh? So
No.
it's always good to have this rent a car. There's
Okay.
there's a lot of offer. The earlier you book, the better it is. Exactly, that's how it is.
Okay. And from Arico, the climbing is not a walking distance.
Why not? If you decide to go to one of the accommodation, which are for climbers exclusively,
Uh-huh.
nearly, there's one. It's called the base
Yeah.
camp, which is my input to the village. One is
Uh-huh.
called Arico Climbing Accommodation. This is a
Uh-huh.
private apartment thing, which is very nice. You have this a private apartment with your own kitchen and your own bathroom. And then we have a Tenerife climbing house, which is in the middle of the big village Villa de Arico. Eric and Elena, they run that thing, and it is, I have to say, a very beautiful place. And it's very special, Tenerife climbing house. So everything for climbers you will find there. There's as well a shop. The shop is called Rock Store, and it's in a combination with the Tenerife climbing house. You can rent your stuff there, like crash beds. If you don't want to bring your own crash bed, you better rent it. And several, as well, the base camp rent crash beds. Several places have the offer of renting stuff, accommodation. These are the three: Tenerife climbing house, Arico climbing accommodation, and the base camp, which is the one with 5 minutes walking distance to the biggest climbing crack. You don't need a car if you go to the base camp. You just have to reach there. But therefore, you can contact with the base camp, and right now Davide is in charge to do all the logistic, and they pick you up even from the airport.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
if
So
individual climbers can come here with no problem at all,
can do it.
they have
Yeah.
a lot of people to hook up.
Yeah. And so pic give me paint me a picture of Arico, like how big it is.
Oh,
Like, can I generally just arrive to Arico and then go climbing walking distance? Like,
Yes,
or just from that? Yeah.
Arico is the nearest village to the climbing areas.
Okay.
Areas. So surrounding Arico, you will find on a 5 to 10 minutes car driving, like 20
Yep.
climbing areas. Small
Okay.
ones with 20 climbing routes, or bigger ones with more than 100. And that makes Arico like the center. Let's keep it like this. It's the village where if you stay there and you want to go climbing every day and go to different climbing area, you have the best decision, best choice is Arico, via the Arico. In this case, we have there the Tenerife climbing house. And then you can ride with your car up and down, left and right. The coast, if you don't want to go climbing, is just 10 minutes car driving and you will be on the beach, which makes it perfect. So yeah, be water friendly as well. I'm not the most water friendly one. I always say I'm like a stone in water. I love stone, I climb, but stone behave like they behave in water. But hey, it's beautiful to just go after the climb to the beach and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, you have 20 climbing areas surrounding Arico, and walking distance maybe just like 2, 3, which
Okay.
which makes sense. Walking, it's like a nice warm
Yeah.
up and a nice hike.
Yeah.
But it's like everything is very steep, so you have to fear
Mhm.
hill, and then there's
Okay.
on the coast there's the highway where there's a very good public service as well for the bus. If you come alone, you take the bus to the exit Arico, and there you can actually contact the taxi service or try to hitchhike. Classic one.
Okay.
We climbers do that. We just
Yeah.
get there,
Yeah. Yeah.
get me up there. People always ask, "What you doing here in the middle of nowhere?" And you say, "I'm ready. I'm in a good spot. I know what I want. I want the rocks." I travel around the world sometimes, and the people ask me, "What do you do here?" And I say, "I cannot explain you a lot, but up there there's a mountain, and a canyon, and a rock. There's maybe just one boulder, and I just have to get there. The mission, obsessed. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I do this since I'm 11. So my first trips climbing was 15, and we just into the train and go Finale Ligure, Lago di Garda, or Switzerland. I don't mind. I just go to see the rock. So at the end, it's like a nomadic state of life. No,
Definitely.
that's quite funny. Let's keep
It is.
climbing culture is traveling. So basically, that's it. That's why at the end I work in a uh, travel agency for climbers.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, have a look, everybody. You would like it. We not only come to Tenerife, we go as well around the world.
Hmm. Nice. Yeah. It will be shared in the show notes. All about that. So to go back a bit, your recommendation if I go for 1 week climbing in Tenerife is to get a car. Better.
And don't come
Yeah.
for 1 week, come for 2.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. And but I guess
It's not a
people.
recommendation, okay? It is just a good thing. Like I said, if you go to Arico and you go to Tenerife Climbing House and you want to be independent and see a lot of climbing areas, get a car. If you don't have a driver license and you don't want to drive a lot, you just go to the base camp. The base camp, it's on walking distance, 5 minutes, the biggest climbing area. You can go there every day of your 1 week climbing and you will not get bored. Because in that climbing area, you can do boulder, you can do roof climbing, you can do easy climbing, you can meet a lot of people. Every day there's a bunch of people there, not too much, it's not too crowded like in some other areas. Because even if there's a lot of people during the season, like there's a lot of small climbing areas, the people, they just, everybody goes to another area, and you don't
Yeah.
actually, you maybe don't see your friend the whole week because they choose a different climbing area.
That's really nice, actually. Okay, but that's good. So now I
And there's
understood
these two
exactly.
options. The bicycle
Yeah.
is not a good option. You will leave it standing
No.
around. I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I've seen videos of yours and the other ones researching Tenerife, and it
Oh,
looks like
there's good
it
videos.
sends.
Which videos you
It
saw?
looked like I have seen a bunch. I researched. I saw you boulder and stuff, but the sport climbing mainly looks like sandstone, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's basalt.
It's
What's
basalt.
why sandstone? Because of the color?
Yes,
Yeah, it's like
the
the
color, the type of holes, but it's not.
I don't. I think the sandstone has more friction. Although
Yeah.
in
Okay.
some climbing areas it's quite like sharp holes, and so
Hmm.
it's not so slippery. On the other hand, if you go to climbing areas which are called Fantasma or El Hoyo, the water erosion made everything round. So it's gray because the stone get washed off, and that's the original color of the stone, gray, like gray. And then if you watch up and you see where the water doesn't reach, everything is orange, brown, skin color.
Yeah.
But it's because of the iron in the magma and in the lava, and it starts to rust. Everything is rusty. The color is rust. And I hope I say it correct in English. It's rust, yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
So everything is rust and it's like brown. And it actually confuses. Maybe this is the idea of the sandstone. Um, it's a good stone. It's quite strong. The basalt, the which one we climb on, is very strong rocks, and I'm surprised. And then the cracks we have there, like these vertical cracks going through, and it's not like granite cracks, huh? But it's similar to the red rocks in Utah. They are sandstone.
I think there's
That
sandstone.
maybe that's why you see, yeah, the
Maybe.
color, yeah. So similar cracks, vertical cracks you can find
Huh.
here.
Yeah.
So a lot of people came here in the past to do crack climbing training before they go to the States. Uh, People told me from the old school Tenerife crew. And but mainly I see more pocket climbing here. So if
Okay.
there's 2 finger pockets, 3 finger pockets, beautiful.
Yeah.
And very
Edges as well.
sorry?
Edges as well. Like
No, not too much crimps.
not so
The
much.
crimps they rip off. Therefore
Okay.
it's not so strong like the granite. So everything which is
Uh-huh.
a crimp, you will rip it off sometime. So no, it's not so clear. The crimps,
Okay.
don't search crimps.
Nice.
The pockets here is
And
very funny. There's always 2 pockets, one side beside, and so you always have a pinch in between,
oh, cool.
or 2 finger pockets, just one beside another, like 2 finger
Yeah.
pockets like
Cool.
this, and then another
Yeah.
two. It's very funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I climbed here. I live in Barcelona, so I climbed uh, quite often in Margalef.
Mhm.
And
What is there?
yeah,
This is like a
very
conglomerate now.
exactly.
Uh,
It's conglomerate, but super pocketed. It's like
nice.
crazy. But you learn these tactics that you see, like you see this pocket, it's good, but then you learn that you can
You
close
have
the
to
town,
that
and then it's a exactly, and then it's a jag. It's amazing.
like sometimes you squeeze your fingers like this in, and then you have it on the side, and you go like, oh, perfect, and
Yeah,
here you go stable. Yeah,
yeah.
it's creative. Today I was climbing
It's
with some people who are starting, and I had to explain them. Be creative with the pocket. Touch them slowly. Don't only think there's hold. No, turn around, feel it. Get
yeah,
get creative with the hold.
very true.
Mm.
And then the style is it? You'd say is there a definition like steep or face or there is everything?
It's quite a lot. There's the 2 dimensional flat face climbing. At the same time, there's a lot of chimneys, corners, 3 dimensional climbing. They're steep roofs, not too big, 20, 25 meters. Some areas are 30 as well, but the most are like 20, 25. And like the climbing area Ortiz below the bridge, very famous. You start to climb 7A to 7C. You have a lot of nice overhangs, 18, 20 meters, pumpy,
And good ones.
big jags, and sometimes two finger
Big jags,
pockets, and
steep.
it's steep.
Oh,
There's the
so
most
good.
classic 7A. Everybody wants to climb as first 7A because there's no small holes. It's just like you start and then go one roof and then it goes vertical, a second roof, and then you have the anchor. So you have
Uh,
two nice waves going
yeah,
out, joyful. If you fall there,
sounds fun.
if everything is okay, if you use long quick draws in roofs, so everybody, hey guys, use long quick draws in roof climbing. If you use them, then the friction is less and you have good fall off. So if not, you just hit the wall, boom.
Okay, nice. So lots of roofs with big jags. That's good. I
Yes.
like that. And then a lot of face climbing. And about like I know a lot about Tenerife sport climbing. You said there is some tread and there is a lot of bouldering. I'm kind of thinking if let's see how this goes. We're like in the middle, but kind of thinking like to dedicate this one to sport climbing and then maybe do another one of bouldering or something like that because it feels like there is a lot to talk about.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, we can meet more times. You know, I do
yeah,
climbing culture. I live this climbing vertical life.
yeah,
I in
nice,
the days I don't climb, I do climbing hardware. I make climbing trousers, so everybody who comes and meets Walter will hear that I have climbing trousers for everybody. Handmade,
amazing,
handmade stuff called von Walter pants. Some people call it the power pants. What can I say?
nice.
I just wanted to add something into the climbing culture, and I thought, yeah, make trousers for us.
I think you're doing it. And okay, great. And about the sport climbing, you have an idea, an estimation of how many routes there are, just to get like a general
Okay, let's
understanding of it.
say the biggest climbing area has like 100 and something routes, 140, something like that. And at the same time, like a good bunch of boulders, like 60 boulders. There are topos you can get always, and as well 27 Craig has a lot of information. But coming back to your question, there is the most climbing areas are smaller, with like 20 to 40 routes, and them are like surrounding the village of Arico. If you go far to the west, you get to the big climbing area called Guaria, which has as well like 2, 3 pitches in some parts. But you need to know how to climb there. This is not easy climbing. And so some areas you can climb off in 1, 2 days, you know. Some areas you will
Hmm.
not climb off in 10 years.
Hmm. So there is enough for climbing for a lifetime, pretty much.
Yes. I know if you are very talented and you're very strong, you have the limit. Sometimes you have to go out to see more. But that's it. The climbing is that, so I'm not worried. People say, "Oh, this not for everybody," and I say, if you go to somewhere else, you don't have everything for everybody. So let us enjoy the diversity of the areas.
Definitely. Okay, two topics that are like picante, we can
Picante,
say. Pi- Picante. How would you say that in English?
sharp.
Um, chili. Yeah, sharp. Yeah. So, no, I mean, like people like to speak about them, specifically sport climbers. So, one is bolting. Like, how is the bolting? Is it friendly, you would say? Is it
It is
scary?
the bolting. Let me see. So there's this old school bolting happening long time ago, and now we have a climbing school here called El Ocho Climbing School. which Eric is he's as well a climbing nomad who arrived to Tenerife long time ago. He's part of the Tenerife Climbing House initiative, and he does a lot of bolting. He prepares new climbing areas. He rebolts. There is this. We have like several crowd-funded bolting initiatives. Some is paid with the climbing book. Some is paid with T-shirts you can buy in the rock store, and all about let's make climbing safe on Tenerife. Me myself as well. I have a all-year climbing donation box for bolting with the idea let's make climbing safe or keep climbing safe. And there's like 2-3 groups of rebolting the areas. The quality is quite good. Some old school areas needs to get rebolted in this year. So the earlier you put out this podcast, the better for me. And then you show them the link to the website, and then they can support with economy there and some money, because every good bolt costs 5 to 10 euros. And you have like 10 bolts in a route, that's like 50 to 100 euros.
Yeah, that's expensive.
It's not cheap stuff. Right now I'm buying.
People don't know.
It's very funny sometimes. You know, you go to the climbing area and it's for free. There's no entrance, and everything is there, and safe should it be. And then you might think the government and whoever pays that, and it's not true. The freaky is it's us, the climbers, who buy the 500 euro driller because you have no cable, you need a battery driller, and then you buy the half of your salary every month bolts. Like you don't have no food at home, but you have bolts in the pocket. And respect to all the people who set up climbing areas, people that a hardcore job, and it's at the end it's like for free. You don't need the climbing guidebook to go climbing there. It would be for free, you know, simple as it is.
Yeah.
And the guidebook supports always. If you see a guidebook, it has to do with the climbing group who bolted it. You know, these people who bolted it. So always support. I like open source, you know, but there's some work. So if you take open source material, search the donation box and put some money in there, and think in that you want to support for one route if you want, and not for one boat, huh? And
there will be links attached
on the
to
website.
The
There's everything there, and we have a nice video in correlation which we did with with our good friend Fabi. Total respect to him working out with me the video and preparing on this crowdfunding thing.
Really cool. And so the bolting is getting rebolted and stuff, but you would say it's a modern bolting in terms of like the distance between the bolts.
Yeah, very modern. Eric is a climbing school, climbing teacher. It's
okay.
It is safe. It's very safe, actually.
Yeah. Go for the on-site.
Sometimes on the on-site, I have to admit, you know, sometimes you're in this climbing meditation vertical feeling, you don't see all the bolts, and you just climb and
that's how it should be.
And then you skip one. Someone's happened just last time with my good go.
Yeah, that's how it should be. But sometimes, there are some. I think it's a good topic, but because there are some areas that it's scary, you know. And I just the other episode I was talking with Vasily, which is from Meteora. I don't know if you, you know the.
I know Meteora, the name. I never went climbing there. I know this very beautiful conglomerate tower.
Exactly, amazing. But it has a big myth around the climbing and the bolting being very, very dangerous and scary. And
it's old school, 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It is old school.
Exactly.
I mean, if I have to tell some people where I started to climb in Innsbruck, the first bolt was on 7 meters. That was the first bolt, you know. You thought not twice before you lead climb that route. You thought 102 times before you lead climb that route, and but after 102 times thinking of the first 7 meters, you can do it. Don't worry.
Nice. Okay. Now the second topic is approaches. So they are easy, I would think, because
Yeah,
it's just a gorge. Yeah.
yeah, it's very easy.
Okay.
Very easy. Sometimes
Cool.
it's very ridiculous. You park your car and you can see the climbing wall.
That's nice.
And you can hear the people talking.
And
It's not only see it far up in the mountain, but you can hear them talking.
that's cool. And the gear, what should I bring? Rope, length,
You
how
don't
many
need
quick
more
draws?
than 70 meters if you are good climbers. Standard 60-meter rope is perfect.
Okay.
Let's say 15 quick draws is always good enough because sometimes you want to set up 2 routes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's it. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. The routes are not too long, mostly.
They're not so
Yeah.
long. No.
Okay. Now to the fun stuff. So, what would you say if you can? I mean, we started before a bit, but if you can say best crags for each kind of graded area, if not just like best crags you love most and or must see,
Yeah, let's start
stuff like
from
this.
easy to hard. So if you
Yeah,
come here and you want to just learn how to climb,
yeah,
you can go to Ortiz climbing area called Arico Arriba. Part everybody knows Arico Arriba. You have like 100 routes. You can just go. Some routes are just 7 meters, 3 bolts, 4 bolts. This one, fourth grade, some routes, fifth grade. Super nice to start to learn this climbing. And even the first lead climbing you can have on that routes without getting in danger. Next area, Tamadaya. Some long routes, technical as well, starting to get into it. What else? One area called Polegre, good for beginners as well. You can climb like 10 routes a day if you're a beginner. Routes are like 8 to 15 meters, and you just hit one after another. And you have a funny, good climbing day, even with beginners. What else? El Hoyo, Fantasma, a new area called Guasiegre. So it goes like higher and higher. We start to enter the 6A area, 6BC area. Once you have this done, once you 6C to 7C, you can go nicely to below the bridge. Like I said, Arico Abajo, like I explained before. Then La Galeria, nice climbing area. Some routes are 30 meters, good 7 ABC, 8A. What else? Guaria, driving like this is the far area away, driving to the west. Guaria with this 50-meter wall. Be advanced if you want to go there. Be advanced climber. You will enjoy a lot, but not as big. In the national park, up in the Teide National Park, where the volcano is, there's a very interesting climbing area called El Capricho. Very difficult to read. The rock is white, so you don't see the magnesium. And it's not very clear, but very unique type of rock. What else? In the north, if you can climb good and not need 5 grades and 6As a whole day, you can go to San Marco. It's direct on the coast in a small village with like 500 to 1,000 people living there. And you have restaurants just beside the climbing area. And go to swim, eat some pizza or some fish. And San Marco in the north. Then as well, you have Vista Mar, which is as well in the north coast. Therefore, you better get your car, no? Um, then if you like a little bit of multi-pitch trad climbing and you know what you're doing, you can go to the national park. You have like 100 to 200-meter towers, less than 200, 150 meters. And far in the east, you have some multi-pitch Roque Negro, the black stone, black, black stone Roque Negro as well. Some tread climbing, some multi pitch. Very nice. Whoa,
Yeah, that's good.
that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's like this. Just float
Now
it through.
that's really, really good. And now, few best routes, your
Oh,
favorite or classics.
some routes I repeat and I repeat and I never get fed up. And there are some in like my favorite route. Some crack climbings there in Tenerife, in Arico, or this Arico Abajo. One is called Agüita. Agüita means something like water splash. Agüita.
Yeah,
A water splash in your face. At the same time, it can be a tea, hot tea, agüita.
with
Agüita has this undercling crack, 7 meters, and you're in a big roof on 20-meter height, and you watch to the right, and you just see this crack going out, and it looks like
wow.
sometimes call it my private separate reality because it looks like separate reality. These famous routes in the States,
Yeah,
but you climb it different, but it's just amazing. My favorite route for sure. Climbed it 1,000 times. So 7, 8 plus. Just love it. I have a friend who free solo it with 15 years. Nathan bastard. You don't want to free solo this shit. Then in one of my favorite 6Cs in the north in San Marco is Polon de las Plecas. Amazing, amazing route. The last two moves just overhang on the corner, and it goes always more and more and more until you flip the anchor on the fuck out corner. Where else? I like to climb in El Hoyo. This is like this very washed rock, and you have to be very technically with the footwork, friction climbing on round cracks. The bellies, the round bellies, and I don't know the name of the route actually, but climbed it 1,000 times as well. And there's a beautiful 6A called the Thick English classic route pocket.
in what sectors?
This is in Arico Arriba. You walk up and
Mhm.
it's on the sector Peña de Lunes, the Monday people, and it's on the left. So it's an afternoon shadow. And I think everybody who comes to Tenerife has to climb this route. You get to 10 stars plus 10 stars for 6A climbers, where you have
Wow,
2 finger pockets and 1 finger pocket for this great climbing because it's a little bit,
wow.
it's a slab, it's not too steep, and
Yeah.
fantastic holds. And
What's the name again?
sick English,
Okay.
like the sick English.
Yeah.
I don't know why the climbing routes have some ridiculous names, but what else? Luna Llena, beautiful crack climbing in Arico Abajo. Another one, Niquileta, 7B plus. I love El Poder del Coño. Very funny name for route.
Yeah.
And there's one nice route in the sector Planeta Sarsa, which I forget because it's a not really old climbing area. I forgot to name it. Amazing route called Gofio Canario, which is a 7B who kills you in the last 2 meters after 20
Mhm.
meters climbing. Just a hit. Congratulations to Eric who bolted or some of these routes,
Nice.
like Gofio Canario. I think it was Eric. Respect to everybody who, if it's not Eric, just a beautiful route. Um,
Cool.
favorite boulder, it's called the Diamond, El Diamante.
Uh-huh.
A must for everybody who loves boulder. He has this jump start, not sit start, not stand start. You have to jump it on.
Jumps.
And the jump start converts itself into a Batman position, like a bat.
Whoa.
You jump the rock, you heel hook it, and then you are like tucked on the rock, like with all four, like a bat, and then you make the move.
Yeah.
I call it the Batman start. First time I talk about this on the internet, the Batman start. Yes.
It sounds cool.
The diamond, for sure, one of the most beautiful boulders. Not too difficult as well, 7A, 7 plus. But
Uh-huh.
everybody who gets up there shouts like crazy and is happy for more than 15 seconds.
Amazing. Thanks for that, man. That's great. Okay, so we got through the climbing. So let's go a little bit. Okay, now is there a climbers hangout? We talked about the hostels and stuff. There is
There's one
a
place.
bar or something?
There's one place. Like always, there's one place. And in this case, it's the base camp. The base camp
Okay.
is some people call it the hippie climbing place. I myself, I would say the base camp was the first one who offered international visitors to come and find a place to stay and information for climbers. So it's the old school one, and it's the most diverse one. And I'm the founder of it, like more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when we opened up the first base camp. We had to swap the house several times. Now, like the base camp is an association. I always represent climbing culture, not climbing business. So we start with climbing culture, and then we can make maybe some business like the travel agency, or making the climbing culture move around in this case, or my climbing trousers and my products, which I sell. But the beginning is always our climbing culture, and therefore we have association. So the base camp is an association, like a club. You make yourself a member. You're not a client. You come there and participate. Not only the client is the king version, because climbing is like this. So in the base camp,
Yeah.
you have a lot of international mix, people from Chile, people from Germany, people from England, from Estonia, France, Netherlands, Germany. Did I say it already? Italian people. This France, mamma mia. The base camp is the most cosmopolitan mixed place you can find for climbers.
Can you go there or also to just have a beer and stuff? Or is like yeah.
Yes, yes, you can go there, and you will be surprised. Everybody will say, "Yeah, come in, have a beer." The donation box. They will show you a box where it's written donation, so you can drink, eat, and everything, and nobody will give you a price. And it's organized. There's a breakfast, there is a midday lunch, there's a dinner every day. You go there in the morning and say, "Hey guys, how are you?" "Oh, fine." "Hey, I will come for the dinner tonight." They will say, "Okay, you're in the list."
That sounds really special.
And it's
And
and it's
nice.
it's a 99% is vegan food, so
Yeah, that's good.
that's
Yeah.
fine. If you want
Yeah.
to eat meat, you can always go to the classic restaurants around.
Yeah. That's true.
The base camp is not a restaurant;
Nice.
it's just a place where climbers meet and make life
Yeah.
easier. You can find climbing
Yeah.
partner, you find the place to sleep, you find the rope, you find the crash pad, you find, even if you're a rest day, just chill around and do your internet stuff. You just sit there and enter. There will be 1, 2, 3 people in charge to coordinate the day, and every day somebody else.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's
Yeah.
that's
I will
the
visit.
social point, the social meeting point. If you know to
Yeah.
play music, just bring your instrument. Amazing jam sessions at the evening. We have 7 days a week, so there's like 10 jam sessions calculated.
Super.
Sometimes 2 times a day and stuff like that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's I think pretty much it. What like I'm living in Catalonia, so a bit about food. I don't know, is there a special culinary in Tenerife?
Oh,
Not really.
for sure. Everywhere you find. When if you come to the Canarian Islands, you get to eat fish. Yeah? It's a good one. And everybody get very addicted to the thing called mojo. 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 Hey, mojo, you eat it with potatoes. The Canarian people have a potato culture, very big one. They call it papas bonitas, small potatoes with a lot
Okay.
of black holes on it, which doesn't look anything nice, but they call it the bonitas, the nice potatoes. I don't know, but they taste very good. So it actually should
Okay.
be called papas sabrosas, tasteful ones. They are very good quality and
Yeah.
taste. Small one with the mojo, just a classic one. Everybody takes the mojo box at home and flies it out. It's the most exported product of the Canadian Islands for sure.
Okay. I
Um,
didn't know that. Nice.
this is like the one, and then there's one thing called gofio, which is very traditional here. You can eat it hot, salty, or sweet, and make an energy bar. And you will have this.
What is it?
It's like flour roasted, different type of flour. Like it doesn't matter, it can be lentil flour or classic flour of the bread stuffed or whatever seed, roasted, floured, and then you have it. You can eat it.
Well,
They mix it with honey. You put some seeds inside and whatever, banana, and then you have this energy ball. And you just amazing food. I love it.
uh,
Pow-
that sounds,
the
yeah, that
Canarian
sounds,
power bar.
yeah, sounds perfect. Crank snack.
If you like to eat
Yeah.
meat, like as well for people who like to eat meat, the goat meat is for sure one of the most kilometer zero food. And all the goats
Hmm.
they live nicely outside. They're not in a stable. Goats live outside, super nice and good quality food.
Nice. Now, one thing I forgot before we wrap it up. So there is also Gran Canaria next to Tenerife.
Yes, Gran Canaria.
Would you recommend to go climbing there as well to combine it, or is it a different climbing destination, climbing holiday?
If you combine it in a 2 to 3 weeks holiday. Okay,
Okay.
and if not, just make two different holidays. What we have in Gran Canaria, it's a more dispersed. Well, the areas are not so nearby,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like
Yeah.
randomly around everywhere, a lot of different places. I will take the camera a moment, battery goes off,
Yeah.
and plug it in. Here we go, back again. So Tenerife, Gran Canaria, the two different. Why? Gran Canaria has a lot of climbing areas where you have to drive around. It's not so community one, not like here, Arico, the community climbing area, the village. Gran Canaria is very diverse. They have a lot of climbing, very good climbing. So not so strong for beginners, more advanced. The boulder is, I will have to admit, much better than in a lot of places I know in the world. Mogan, the weather is not the best. It can be too hot sometimes, but the boulder quality is just super. Um, I would compare it
And
with Alvarez
how
in.
far is it to go with a boat from Tenerife to Gran Canaria?
It is a 4 hours trip with everything, with waiting and 2 hours on the boat and driving them out and getting there to the climbing spot. So it's not a lot. It could be a little bit expensive for doing it more than once. So
Hmm.
it is like a €50. If you're clever, you take the airplane to Tenerife, stay here, and then drive there and take the airplane out from Gran Canaria. That's
Yeah.
a clever one for the traveling. You see a lot. You can rent actually as well the caravans here, which is quite good. I have a friend who rents out caravans for climbers. Really, best caravan. Here we have it, and I will as well give you the link. I don't have it in mind. The link for the application.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. You can rent your caravan and you drive around. You have
Hmm.
your car and you have your accommodation in one thing. And Tenerife is not so uncomfortable to make the caravan lifestyle. You can park and the people don't say nothing. Actually, it's not so like in Europe. It's uncomfortable sometimes. And yeah, if you make 2
Nice.
holidays, it's
Yeah.
sometimes better. But hey, you choose.
Yeah. Nice. That's yeah, it's a good tip. I wasn't sure about that. Very cool. So before we end, do you have anything else like you want to add or want to say to the people?
Oh yeah, be responsible in the climbing areas, people. Don't make the neighbors angry, because if they say stop, we cannot pass through. We are finished there. Take your rubbish with you. Use the brushes we have, please. Take out the magnesium. To the climbing magnesium producers, I would love to see magnesium with color. You know, we don't have to have the white magnesium. Climbing community, let's think about the white. It doesn't look good. It looks in the beginning maybe nice, oh, some holes, but it's actually vandalism with white powder. I have to admit it. After 30 years of climbing, I think we need color. We don't need too much. It's just 3 colors, but we need color for the magnesium. My thoughts.
Mhm.
Be gentle with other climbers who don't know. Don't be angry if they make a mistake. Share with them your experience. And the slogan for the climbers: to climb or not to climb. There is no try. Okay, so attitudes. We climbers have the most powerful attitude. I love it. I love this sport, this
Love
lifestyle,
it.
this culture, this vertical
Yeah.
lifestyle. And yeah, visit our websites. We are living with it. We're making a living out of it. And yeah, hope to see you on the island soon. And everybody else who is not, who I don't know, hope to see you soon as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Walter. Yeah, everything will be in the show notes.
Yes.
And yeah, see you next time.
Thank you very much. Have a
Ciao,
nice
ciao.
evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Hey, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a really nice conversation to have with Walter, and I'm really excited to go and climb some roofs and pockets on the basalt. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please visit the website and the Instagram. The website will have all the show notes and all the tips of Walter. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. We have a super cool destination coming up, and actually destinations. So that's it. And until next time, take care and climb strong. Ciao, ciao.